lunch. It's Tuesday, that's what I was trying. What day is it? It's Tuesday, it is just 1:05. I had breakfast this morning, which I haven't really, I'm kind of doing 2 meals a day, and that works to a degree, but I do find myself kind of a little bit too hungry when it gets to like 4 or 5 o'clock before dinner time, so I'm having probably 3 meals today. I was gonna do salad. I came across very American. I was going to do salad, but I have cauliflower, which is already gone out of date, so I'm gonna cook that. So I've got some cauliflower in the pan. Let me just show you. I'll throw my phone in there. That is not the cauliflower. You cannot see what I'm trying to show you. Cauliflower. Thank God for editing. And then I've got these green beans and bacon, which I think I showed it on Instagram the other day. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen these already. Basically, one of my clients shared this with me. She puts it in a slow cooker. The slow cooker was in the dishwasher, so I just cooked it on the hob. Literally sautés the bacon a little bit. I like my bacon super crispy, so I then added the beans. There is fat. You can see the fat on the tub. It's all good. And then I have this piece of deli pie. I know, totally random. My husband told me that his colleague had it, so it's a really, really small piece. But it's basically got pastrami and gherkins, or pickles, in it. And I do love pastrami and I love pickles. My cauliflower is just pre-made cauliflower rice, which you can get from the grocery store. Here in the UK, I know that you can get it at Trader Joe's, I believe, in the US, or you could just buy a cauliflower and do it yourself. It just takes a bit more time than buying the pre-made stuff. I cook it in coconut oil, and I'm added probably like 1 very large clove of garlic. And whilst I'm waiting for that to cook, I'm just snacking on some hummus and carrots. That's pretty it. It's really not that difficult. Good. So I've just thrown in the green beans and the bacon that's already pre-cooked. Just really giving it a bit of flavour and a little bit of fat. And then, oh, I forgot to mention I'm going to add an egg to this as well. So I'm going to throw the egg on there. So really my point of this is that when it comes to fat loss friendly foods, it has to be, there is strategy and structure to it, but it also has to be about personal preference, right? I just thought about this when I was making cauliflower, because my friend and coach, one of my friends who is also a coach, is always making jokes to me because she really hates like cauliflower pizza crust and stuff like that. I don't mind it. Here's the thing, guys. Even when I was 250 pounds, I liked cauliflower, right? I liked vegetables. I liked hummus and carrot sticks and eggs and green beans. I liked all these things, but I didn't eat enough of them, or I ate them and I ate a lot of crap as well. So don't get caught up in like the fat loss fiction, right? The stuff that it's like, oh, we all have to be eating cauliflower and making cauliflower pizza instead of eating real pizza. If you don't like cauliflower pizza, don't have it if it tastes like crap to you, right? If you don't like it, don't make it. Don't waste your time, because it does take a lot of effort. But here's the thing, if you're like me and you like cauliflower and you very much like that kind of savory taste, then yeah, it's okay. You can get away with making cauliflower rice pizza base instead of having regular pizza. If like me, you choose not to have pizza in the house. Pick your nutritional battles, right? Don't think that because somebody's doing apple cider vinegar, one of my new things I'm doing, and I'm going to do a video on that soon. But if you, like, don't do stuff just because other people are doing it. Focus on your own strategy. If you don't like cauliflower, don't do it. If you don't like, I can't think, if you don't like oatmeal, stop making oatmeal. If you don't think that the idea of having, I don't know, cauliflower for breakfast or eggs and bacon, if that, like, makes you feel ill. If you don't want to eat breakfast, if you don't like having food until, like, 11 a.m., that's okay, right? It's about you. It's not about me and what I like. It's not about everyone else and what they do. That is the problem with most of the traditional diets, is that they don't factor in personal preference. They don't factor in whether intermittent fasting works for one person and not the other, right? I never thought intermittent fasting would work for me, and I practiced it. Some days it works, some days it does not. But it's okay, because I look at the long term, weekly, monthly, yearly. I'm not looking at one day being what the entire decision on my weight or my fitness level, it doesn't matter, right? One day is one day. The next meal is gonna be okay. The next choice I make, it's gonna be okay. So don't think that just because one person that you follow on social media is eating this way that you have to do it. And this works in a number of ways. So I'm just doing some quickly, like, sorting some laundry out before I go and eat that dinner. But I was talking about, like, focusing on your own plate and stop thinking that everyone else has the answer. And part of that is also in relation to the health and fitness people you follow on social media. One of the things that I feel really strongly about is the fact that there are a lot of athletes, right? Not Joe, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Right, but one of the things that I feel very strongly about is the fact that we get very caught up in seeing one person's life on social media, like clips. I try very hard to share with you everything, right? You know, the days when I may be like, oh, I want to eat the whole cupboard, or the days when I'm like, hey, I'm doing really well. I share with you little things that I do, but remember, it's still only snippets, right? You're not there 24/7. You're never going to be. It would drive you mad. But we follow, say, these, and let me be clear, they are athletes, right? Fitness models, athletes. We follow them on social media, and they fuel us with inspiration, right? They inspire us, they motivate us. It's great. That's part of what their job is. But also the other problem is that when they post certain meals that they're eating, it's like, that's just one meal, right? I see a lot of athletes sharing their, like, if it fits your macros, flexible bowls, which basically, if it fits your macros, if you're not aware of it, it's basically a diet plan where you, that's my water machine, by the way, making all of that noise. It's basically a diet plan. It is a diet plan where you are given macronutrients, so like grams of fat, protein, carbohydrates, instead of calories, and the goal is that, or the aim, or the method, the theory is that you can eat anything, as long as you stick within those macros. So there are some people that are very, very unhealthy. There are some people in the industry who are, I'm being biased, are younger and are eating a lot of processed food, and they show you their flexible bowls, which contain like Greek yogurts and things like that, and protein powders, and then like a lot of processed 0-calorie drops or flavors and things. And they usually are affiliated with these companies, or at least trying to be affiliated with these companies. Again, I'm being biased, but this is what I see. And they share with you their flexible bowls, and they create these amazingly, well, they look massive, and they look delicious, and they look like, they definitely play into, for me, the part of, I don't want to be restricted, right? They definitely play into that. And so last year, when I was following a more if it fits your macros way of dieting, in the sense that I was looking at grams instead of, I was looking at grams of protein, carbohydrates and fats, rather than looking at calories and that kind of thing. I got very caught up in the idea that, hey, I can eat that way too. And it was like, I really couldn't, because it didn't consider my cravings or my personal, yeah, I enjoyed it, personal preference, yeah, it tasted great, but I would crave and I would want more, and I would be like, why am I not having all this great success eating this way when they can? Well, because I'm not an athlete. I'm not an athlete. I am a normal human being, right? I know they're human beings too, but what I mean is I'm not in the gym 24/7. I'm not working out 7 days a week. I'm not being paid for my body, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not showing you pictures of my abs or my stomach, or I'm not wearing certain clothes. I'm not a model. So because of that, my body is not like my income. And there's nothing wrong with these women doing this, right? Let me be clear, there's nothing wrong. That's how they make money. That's totally fine. But take it with a pinch of salt. Take it as it is, just one meal. Don't assume that just because one person eats one way, that you can copy that and it's going to work for you. It doesn't always work that way, right? It just doesn't. So the same way that I'm making like cauliflower rice and green beans and bacon might not work for you. Maybe, and if it, a flexible bowl will work for you, but that's part of the discovery. It's part of the process.